What is up, gamers? M107 here, and 2022 was an amazing year when it comes to video games. So many long awaited titles came out: God of War Ragnarok, Dying Light 2, Horizon Forbidden West, incredible games like Elden Ring, and the list goes on and on. However, a blister like that comes with some downsides, and to be honest here, no one is to blame. Some titles got a lot of hype around them, and they just swallowed the other titles that are sometimes way better than people think. On the other hand, Western genre is like a cinema thing. When it comes to video games, we could think of a few names, but they are all small games and most of them are at least 2 generations old. Just to be clear, Red Dead Redemption 2 is an idol. The game is a masterpiece, and to this day, people are still enjoying it. There's a ton of content available, and quite honestly, I wouldn't compare any Western game to that, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is 4 years old. So I decided we need a new Western game, and one name kind of popped up: Evil West. It's a third person shooter in a world which is possessed by a demon force that's being controlled by vampires. Yeah, that's a lot of concepts for one game, but I guess that's what it is.
You just pray it was enough.
The game is developed by Flying Wild Hogs, the people behind Shadow Warrior franchise. Not a famous studio, but they made one hell of a Western game. It kind of reminds me of 7th generation games. Everything from level design to graphics and storytelling. Even the cutscenes somehow gave me that vibe, and that really brings back a lot of memories. The game is pretty straightforward. That starts with being a single player game, which is a turnoff to so many people nowadays. But what's more interesting is, don't panic here, it's completely linear. Good news is, the combination of all that is just the perfect formula to not only entertain younger gamers, but also old men like me. Well, I'm not actually that old. I'm just older than the kids crying in Twitter to make Ubisoft games even worse. Anyway, the story is plain and simple. You're a gunslinger called Jesse saving the world from a bunch of vampires who are trying to get a hold of it. Your father somehow gets involved into all this, and you come across some new characters as you progress. Now, I'm not going to claim that the characters are made perfectly. It could have been much better, but I've seen worse. Like a lot worse. But apart from that, Jesse, the protagonist, is so badass. Everything the guy does looks cool, and he really comes off as a fierce cowboy. Gameplay is exactly where this game shines. Apart from gunplay, which is an important part of the game, fist fights are also a core game element, so there are 2 major gameplay segments. You've got a bunch of guns in your arsenal, and you also got an electrified gauntlet, which makes it much more fun to play. Some boss fights are waiting for you every now and then. Of course, not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where you face a variety of bosses, but the few ones that do exist are worthy opponents. They make you feel weak, and defeating them could be sometimes frustrating. The game could be very challenging, especially if you're one of those hardcore gamers who play on higher difficulties. And I'm not talking about boss fights here. Even the common enemies are ridiculously tough when they all want to kill you at once. I mean, usually the game puts you in arenas and bombs you with tons of NPCs. I spent a nice 2 hours trying to defeat this dude on highest difficulty, so yeah, it gets really hard sometimes. Basically, the only thing that exists for you to loot is money. There are documents, but who cares about that, man? So money is everything in this game, and with that, you're going to be able to buy upgrades, and most of them have direct impact on gameplay and how strong your character could be. On the other hand, every time you level up, despite the money you're paid, you'll get 1 perk point, which is used to unlock perks. Perks actually form your playstyle and somehow let you customize Jesse. The cool thing is, there are so much perks and upgrades available, and the game offers a variety of playstyles to keep different people playing. As a rule of thumb, pay more attention to electricity perks. It's going to come in handy when you start to reach the last quarter of the game, so keep that in mind. Now, speaking of Western genre, music always comes first. Usually Western movies have memorable music. Even games like Red Dead Redemption 2 have incredible soundtracks, and that's kind of a necessity of the Wild West. Evil West, however, is weak when it comes to that. I mean, there's barely any music, and if there is, it's not cutting it. The gameplay is fast and brutal, and the music to match would be perfect, but unfortunately, we don't get that. The graphics are very effective in that nostalgia vibe. It's not stunning, it's nothing too shiny, but I would say it matches the other parts of the game just fine. The environment is designed nicely, missions are usually set in different locations, and you never feel like going through them in the same places. So visually, the game is just fine, and I guess they did a pretty good job to convey the feeling of being in Wild West. As some of you might know, PC ports have always been neglected. Sometimes even high-end PC builds struggle to get a solid 60 FPS, and that's upsetting because not only it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Thankfully, Evil West is not a part of that drama, and it's pretty good when it comes to PC performance. Now, I'm not going to be a benchmark dude and give you numbers and percentages, but for my PC gamer friends out there, ladies and gentlemen, it's cool, don't worry. So, to sum everything up, Evil West is an action third-person shooter taking place in the Wild West, but this time it's being raided by an evil force and your job as a gunslinger is to protect the people and fight these monsters back. The game gives you tons of options when it comes to customizing your character and forming your playstyle, and the gameplay is absolutely killer, but it comes off weak in terms of looting and music selection as a whole. The story is fine, not even close to games like Red Dead Redemption, but it's just enough to support the incredible gameplay. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've had the chance to play the game, leave a comment about your experience. If you've got a point and want to share it, be my guest. And if you disagree with something, feel free to tell me. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon because more videos like this are coming your way. As always, stay cool.